Hey yo, what's going on with the viewers of the tube? Tyler here of Chico Crypto, coming to you guys not in the studio, not live, but out in my beautiful backyard once again. And Bitcoin is looking pretty good to start the week. We had a big old green candle to start the morning that pumped BTC over 24K, but as of later in the morning, this has settled down, and now we are just below 24K, about 23.8 to 23.9K. So what happened? Well, the Dow opened up 300 points from its last week's close, but that started to deflate and deflate quickly, and right now the Dow is right back to where it started. So obviously Bitcoin and crypto is looking to the traditional financial markets on where to go. We are following it move for move. So I said in this title, prepare for a big event in just 48 hours or about 2 days. Well, what is happening? We are getting our next CPI numbers. Consumer Price Index inflation numbers are coming out on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 5 a.m. my time. So what's going to happen with these inflation numbers? Is July inflation going to come out lower, or is it going to come out higher than expected? Well, back in June, so we got our June numbers in July last month, it came out higher than expected. I mean, some people were thinking about 8.8%, and it came out for June above 9% at 9.1%. So are we going to come in lower than that number, 9.1, or are we going to come in higher? Well, there are analysts out there, economic analysts, who are basically saying that we are going to come in lower. The forecast as of right now across top economic minds is 8.7% for July. But there's a possibility, you guys, that it could come in even lower. So data as of right now regarding, gas, rent, wheat, and other commodities is out right now. And it's showing that these commodities are down 10 to 20% in July. So that is a leading indication to me that it will come in possibly lower than 8.7%. So it would be good, if inflation numbers do come in lower than expected, because it means, what the Fed has been doing, is working, and that could cause them to, cool their rate increases, stop doing the 75 basis point raises, as we've had 2 75 basis point raises in a row for one of the first times in history. So, but we got to talk about some other things. So we had a good jobs report that came in actually last week on Friday. It came in way hotter than expected. Double the amount of jobs forecasted were added, and also unemployment rate crashed to 3.5%, the lowest in 5 decades, 50 years. So a lot of people are like, well, yeah, that sounds good on the surface, I mean, the economy is doing great, we aren't in a recession. Well, it's not necessarily good for, risk-on assets like stonks and cryptocurrency, because that gives the Fed the ammo they need, okay, we have good jobs coming in, so we can raise those rates even more. Now, there are a few economic analysts out there that are saying for the next raise that's coming, they will do a third 75 basis point raise. And when is that coming? Well, we have a month before it comes, you guys, so it's not necessarily coming right now, but it comes in September. I think the middle of September is the next Fed FOMC meeting, where they will announce their next decision on rate raises. So But, I mean, that does mean this month, you know, we might have a bullish August, you guys, because they're not going to raise rates this month. We're getting a lot of great economic news. Inflation comes in lower. I could see August being slightly bullish. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to go on a run and break into the bull market fully, but we could see, you know, possibly 26 to 28K being reached here in August before our next deflation, which would come in September as we get some of the bad news coming in September. So August, let's talk about the month of August since 2011. So out of all the years, 2011 to 2022, or no, 22, 6 years have been, or since 2021, because we're not through August yet. Since 2011, 6 years have been bearish and 5 years have been bullish. So are we going to even up, you know, the August? Is the next August going to be green, a bullish month? And that would mean, you know, that, you know, we would even up the score. And then, you know, I mean, things like to work out like that. Balance, you know, likes to be brought into this world. So it's very possible that we do have a green August this month to equal up the score at 6 years bearish, 6 years bullish. Although the past 2 Augusts have been green, back in 2020 and 2021. So you guys be prepared. There is going to be a lot of volatility this week leading up to the CPI numbers. I would definitely not be getting into any trades as of right now. I'd be waiting for those CPI numbers on Wednesday to, you know, make a decision, because things can go either which way. You never know, so just be cautious. But now let's talk a little bit about those altcoins. Yes, getting into the altcoins. Chainlink is having some pretty big stuff coming up. Chainlink released a blog and a roadmap for staking, as well as CCIP 5-6 months ago, and in it they said CCIP, the initial release of that, was coming. That's their cross-chain interoperability protocol, and staking was coming this year. Well, next month in September, Chainlink is having their SmartCon conference, and I have a feeling, I have a big suspicion that staking will be released then. They did have to delay SmartCon, and the only reason I would think they would do a delay is because they were waiting for staking to be ready. I mean, a lot of people had booked, you know, hotels, they've set up their plans, booked their flights, and, you know, doing the community dirty like that, you know, was because they were probably planning on releasing staking, but it wasn't going to be ready, so they delayed so they would be ready. But regarding Link, some interesting stuff came out regarding ETHPOW. I made a video on that last Friday. And Chainlink has announced they're only going to support one chain after the merge, and that is ETH2. They said they are not going to support ETHPOW. Now, this is kind of bad for ETHPOW because most of Ethereum DeFi is built using Chainlink oracles. So if you don't have any Chainlink support, that means a lot of DeFi is not going to work. And I mean, in that video I talked about it. DeFi is pretty much dead on arrival for ETHPOW. I have a feeling ETHPOW is going to be more like Bitcoin Cash rather than ETH Classic, where the pump's going to come pretty close after the release of it, and it will reach its top, and it'll only be down from there. While it took ETH Classic, you know, years before it reached its peak. But regarding other things in the crypto space, you guys, Tornado Cash, they got some of the worst news ever. The U.S. government has sanctioned Tornado Cash and says that U.S. citizens cannot use the Tornado Mixer. So this isn't good for Tornado. Torn is down. The coin for Tornado Cash is down about 15%. And I just don't think this is right. Privacy is a right to citizens, even financial privacy. yeah, Tornado Cash is used for some nefarious things, but it's also used for some non-nefarious things. For example, myself, you know, if I buy a cryptocurrency, I have wallet trackers that look at all my wallets. So if I buy a cryptocurrency, they pump it to oblivion and then dump it on my subscribers. If I don't use Tornado Cash to, you know, not allow these wallet trackers to see where I'm going, and I can get a new wallet that's completely, you know, private, then these wallet trackers can't, you know, do that kind of stuff. The final thing I want to talk about is Pocket Network. It's up like over 100% over the past 7 days, doing extremely well, broken right back into the top 200 where it belongs. But this is because they are getting huge improvements coming with their infrastructure costs as well as the business model and the tokenomics of that business model. So again, Pocket Network, great coin, infrastructure coin. I call it the Chainlink of this cycle. And look what Chainlink did. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.